What is going on with Swansea City in 2025?
If you were in your 20s or late teens, you would have spent most of your childhood with Swansea City being a mainstay in what we now like to call the Barclays era of the Premier League, with household names like Wilfred Boney, Bafétimbi Gomes, and possibly the most famous one-season wonder ever, Miguel Michu.
The Swans even got a taste of glory winning the League Cup final in 2013 against Bradford, defeating both Chelsea and Liverpool in the process, but it wasn't to last. After a 7-year stint in the Premier League, Swansea City were relegated at the end of the 2017-18 season and have been in the second tier of English football ever since. The Jacks did have some hope in their second and third seasons in the Championship under Steve Cooper, where they reached the playoffs twice but came up short both times against Thomas Frank's Brentford. Since then, Swansea have just kind of floated around the mid-table with little hope of a Premier League return. So what actually changed this year then? Well, the truth is 2025 didn't just come and Swansea became good. There's actually a lot more behind it. Since 2023, Swansea have been subject to a relatively quiet takeover. The previous ownership group that bought the club from Hugh Jenkins were not very popular in the seaside town due to their transfer strategy. In May of 2023, an investor by the name of Andy Coleman purchased what was referred to at the time as a significant stake in the club, joining the previous ownership group. Results did not come in immediately though, with the side finishing 14th in the table come the end of the 23-24 season. In November of last year, Andy Coleman, along with two new investors, Brett Clavett and Nigel Morrison, bought the remaining shares that the previous ownership group held. 2025 did not begin the best for the Swans, with manager Luke Williams flirting with the idea of switching alliances and joining fellow Championship side West Bromwich Albion. Williams was dismissed in February after picking up only one win in his final 10 games in the job. Then out of nowhere in March, Andy Coleman announced that he would be leaving the club at the end of the 24-25 season. The Sheehan era. Alan Sheehan was appointed as caretaker manager following Williams' dismissal and started picking up results, his first game being a 3-0 victory over Blackburn. Sheehan ended the season only losing one of his final 8 games, in the middle of that winning 5 games in a row whilst only conceding 1 goal. He was subsequently offered the job full-time to the delight of Swans fans, where things started to get weird. In April of 2025, it was randomly announced that 6-time Champions League winner and 2018 Ballon d'Or holder Luka Modric had bought a minority stake in the club. Little is known about how big of a share he owns, but it is thought he is using his experience and connections within the sport to support the club, being the reason the club have recently become linked with Dele Alli. The Jacks began the transfer window in a very un-Swansea-like way, spending $6 million on Swedish winger Zidane Anusa in May. The window did not come to a halt there though, with the new owners replacing beloved centre-back Harry Darlin with Cameron Burgess from Ipswich, a player that got a lot of Premier League minutes under his belt last season. The side is yet to concede from open play in the current Championship campaign. The summer also saw the arrival of new fan favourite Ethan Galbraith from League One's Leyton Orient, and he has lit up the division so far, playing both midfield and full-back roles. They also brought in ambitious loans and signings to strengthen their midfield depth with a decent amount of European experience. Deadline day came, and Swansea's great window did not come to a halt. They brought in 3 players, some loans, some signings, one being Celtic striker Adam Ida. They also brought in We skipped something though. During that magical summer window, Swansea announced their new home jersey with a surprise.
Go to Wales and the Swansea City. It's your boy Big Snoop Dogg. Coming to a hood near you.
Yes, that is Snoop Dogg joining the ownership group alongside Modric, bringing eyes to the club globally. Snoop has said he was a huge fan of the club due to their underdog nature. So that is how Swansea got here in a magical 2025. The club currently sits 7th in the table and are unbeaten in their last 5 games, including the Cup. Since Sheehan came in, they have an average of around 1.9 points per game, which would see them finish with around 87 points if they kept that form up over the course of the season. So the question remains, will Swansea be in the Premier League again soon?